Spoiler warning. Attention, dear listeners. It's Libra here. Spoiler warning for Invincible Season 3. We're about to dive into all the jaw-dropping moments, brutal fights, and shocking twists, so if you haven't caught up yet, now's the time to step away. And as Omni-Man might say, think, listener, think. Do you really want spoilers? You've been warned.
Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. My name is Spenser, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast. And today I'm joined by the other members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you another review.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
Now, of course, before we review anything, we must first tell you about the places where you can find us, reach us, contact us, and tell us what you think. Jordan is going to tell you about all of those places.
Yeah, LMG Podcast, League of Melanated Gentlemen. That's where you can find us at. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. That's our handle on all of these things. So that's where you can find us. And don't forget to rate and review us on any of the streaming services you use. Subscribe to YouTube, like and share. All that good stuff that all the social media people say. Yeah, that's where you can find us. And then, of course, schedule updates. On Mondays, we have the main podcast drops, and hopefully, check us out on a Monday. If not, there's always the next day. But on Tuesdays, bi-weekly, we got LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. That is the Marvel role-playing game that we play here on the channel. And then, of course, we have Wrestling with Worldwide Willis that drops on Wednesdays. That's a lot of W's out here. A lot of W's. That
Yes,
one
sir.
drops on Wednesdays, though, weekly sometimes. But
I can't get one. I can't get one.
hey, you made a comeback. You made another comeback.
Back, man.
Like Brett Favre.
Chill out. Chill out. Like Jordan. Don't do that.
And then, of course, we have bi-weekly as well, DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spenser's review podcast where he is talking about the entirety of the DC animated universe. Spenser, what movie is up so people know what to watch?
Next week, we will be reviewing Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1.
Yeah, so be sure and check that movie out and check out the review or check out any of the other reviews that is up on the channel, all you DC fans.
Yes. So, Libra has already graciously given you the spoiler warning because today we will be discussing Invincible Season 3. A lot of stuff happened, and we got to talk about it.
Yep.
As you know, with a review, I have written a synopsis in my own words, and so we're just going to talk about it. So, the first episode, we have episode 1, You're Not Laughing Now. We open with Invincible in the gym. It's been 3 months since the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, and Invincible has to be ready for whatever or whoever is coming. The Declaration of Independence is being stolen, so Invincible and Rexplode go to handle that. Duplicate's brother shows up and attacks Rex because he blames Rex for Kate's quote-unquote death. Luckily for Rex, Kate and Immortal show up, and Invincible takes Multipole in to be arrested. Oliver gets his powers, and Shrinking Ray, along with Immortal and Kate, rejoin the Guardians. Mark goes bowling with William and Rick, and they tell him he should talk to Eve about his feelings. Mark asks Eve out, and Cecil visits Debbie about Oliver's powers. Almost every superhero gets abducted, so Invincible and Adam Eve, the only two who weren't, are called in to handle it. Doc Seismic, the kidnapper, starts monologuing to all of the heroes, and Invincible and Adam Eve show up to save them. Doc Seismic summons all of his new friends, and a fight ensues. Invincible and Adam Eve are defeated and cocooned, and Cecil sends in Darkwing and his Reanimin to save everyone. Darkwing captures Doc Seismic, and Invincible is furious, so he goes to ask Cecil, what the fuck? Cecil says that they have been reformed, and he traps Invincible in the White Room. Meanwhile, Nolan and Alan are cellmates and slowly become friends as Alan tries to convince Nolan to join the Resistance. So, that is our opening episode to season 3 of Invincible. Now, Brandon, what are your thoughts on that?
I enjoyed it. It was a solid opener. This is a really anticipated series, so and we always know based on the history of the last 2 seasons, like, yeah, the opener is an opener and it might, lull you in, but it's gonna hit you with some hard hitting stuff as well. But no, I really enjoyed it. Me, like the gore and stuff is like cool, you know what I mean? But sometimes they stay with it a little long. For the most part with Invincible, the good thing is it's not over the top. It's like there's a reason they are so gory, and it's not just doing it just to be doing it. There's a reason for it most of the time. Like they're trying to really serve a purpose, let you know, hey, this is like if superheroes of this magnitude were around, this type of stuff that could happen, and it's realistic as hell. Like
They'll be punching people's jaw off.
yeah, and like somebody going super speed next to like a couple humans, and he flies by. Yeah, your body's probably going to incinerate. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but overall, yeah, I enjoyed the first episode. I thought it did its job. We got off to a good start.
Okay. Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. This first episode was good. One of the things, and I will get into it more, but the character of Rexplode, he's totally redeemed himself, in my opinion, this
Mm-hmm.
season. And this episode continues to kind of show his kind of growth, how he is. He's treating his girl better. I can't remember the girl he's dating now, but like to see how he's treating her compared to how he treated Kate is
Yeah,
like completely 180.
yeah.
Also seeing Multi Paul, just seeing that many versions of himself, that was interesting to see because I didn't. Was that the first time we saw Multi Paul? I don't remember.
Yes, as far as I remember, yes. We had only seen Duplicate.
Okay, yeah. So then I
That's
saw
right.
her and I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "He looks just like the other
That's what I
girls." We
thought.
come to
I
find out,
I thought it was. I was like, did Kate transition? And then he wasn't. He was her brother, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I didn't know she had a brother, and the fact that
same.
he looked like her, had the exact same power. Yeah, I was like, how's Immortal gonna feel about that?
yeah.
Yeah,
But of
Okay.
course, but I was gonna say, of course, the star of the show is, which you get to it more in episode 2, but Mark dealing with Cecil using, wasn't the black, what's his name again?
Darkwing.
Darkwing,
Darkwing. Yeah,
using Darkwing, and then you see Cecil kind of go into that white room. You see more of it in the second episode, but like, you're like, ooh, Mark is not, he's not happy. He's not playing right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, Mark is particularly pissed because Mark is the one who fought Darkwing in the
yeah.
last season. And also Mark's best friend's boyfriend was one of the experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so yeah, like Mark took it personal.
Right, right.
So yeah. And we get, a lot of Mark's character here because Mark comes from Killers.
Yeah.
And we see that he is really doing everything he can not to be that way. And Marks and Cecil have always had a turbulent relationship
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because, on Mark's end of things, it's like Cecil has shown me that I can't trust him.
Multiple times.
And on Cecil's end, it's like, no, you're the most powerful. Like, I need to be ready for if you decide to do the shit. Like,
Which is
every
fair.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
every time Cecil implies that Mark could do a Nolan,
Yeah.
and Mark is like furious about it. I'm like, yeah, but Nolan did it.
Yeah. 100%.
Like,
There's evidence.
like it would be different. Like Superman, I guess, has the right to be pissed because there are a lot of times where he has not done anything. He has only shown that he's, a positive and all that. But no,
Mhm.
like I watched this go badly with the guy who raised you.
Yeah.
And you
So
see in the later episode that Nolan came to Earth looking like a good guy, just like Mark is looking.
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I watched a Viltrumite betray. Like, I I don't think that you will do that, but I know that you can.
And
Yeah.
it is my job to make sure the people of Earth
Yeah.
stay safe.
Right.
Yeah, and
Gotta have all
there's a quote
precautions.
later, and yeah, we'll talk about it. But
But yeah, I think we're good for the episode.
yeah, I agree. And this episode, they set up a lot of stuff, like the dudes who stole the Declaration of Independence. I was like, we're gonna need to see them again because
Yeah.
they
I thought the same thing.
they were random.
Yeah.
Um, whenever uh we see Multi-Paul, I'm like, we're gonna need to see him again.
Hmm.
And I love the friendship that we're seeing Nolan
And Alan,
and
Yeah.
Alan
I like that
form.
too.
yeah,
That's low key my favorite. One of my favorite
It's
parts.
like
Yeah.
and one thing I will say I enjoy about Invincible, and they've been doing it since the beginning. One, well, two things. I don't think it's played out for me yet, but every time they get to say Invincible name, it cut to the
Oh
title.
yeah.
That never
Yeah.
gets old to me. Like that never gets old.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
But then two is like, you stick around after the end credits because
Oh,
there's something
100%.
else.
Yeah.
Yep, every time.
So yeah,
But
100%.
yeah, so talking through the episode, Mark, he working out because when Anissa came, he was like, "Oh, I'm not enough."
Hmm.
oh bro, she was beating the brakes off
She
him.
was beating the shit out of him. Yeah, like she came and that's when I don't know if that's when he realized it or whenever in episode 2, whenever he found his dad and then those two Viltrumites showed up
Hmm.
and Nolan had to be like, "You are holding back and you can't do that with these two."
Yeah.
I
Like,
really feel like it's when Anissa came because that's when his girlfriend was like,
yeah,
he was like, I
she had
can't
a
do anything.
she had hands on her. And she was like, "Mark, if you move wrong, she
Yeah.
dies."
Yep.
And he was like, I literally can't do anything. I feel like that was the moment he was like, oh, I got to do
Yeah.
better.
I think that was, yeah, that's yeah, you're right. That's when he was like, "I got to get in the gym. I can't have
I gotta
that
tap in.
cannot happen again."
Yeah.
And so he's in the gym and they're doing stats and shit and Cecil and God, Cecil's number 2.
Yeah, the little robot dude.
Donald.
Yeah.
Donald. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like he's stronger. He's a problem.
Yeah.
Like this is working. This training montage has been good for him. So Declaration of Independence is being stolen by a couple of nobodies, and they're not even really like they're just having a conversation. Well, this is like they're not even super worried about it.
Hmm.
And then yeah, Duplicate's brother shows up, and Mark doesn't want to have to start killing the duplicates, but that's just how it's got to be.
That's
Yeah.
gotta be tough to continue just to kill that many people.
Yeah,
Bodies.
I mean it's got to
Right.
be like I think Mark was just annoyed. Like it would for him, it was as if there were just a bunch of flies, and it's like, God damn it!
Yeah.
My thing is too though, Mark is always talking about how he doesn't want to kill, but he goes straight through all these clones.
Well,
He
that's
was
because they're
like,
clones,
yeah, but they still feel it.
It's not
but
the
they're
same kind
clones.
of killing.
Yeah, like if it was the OG, then he obviously wouldn't be. But like he knows they're clones. Like he's worked with Duplicate before, so like that's their whole purpose.
That's tough. I don't know. Mentally, that gotta wear on you. That also has to wear on you mentally.
I mean,
Because you're
he's
literally touching the skin, like you feel the
I
bones,
mean,
the
they're
skin, and
clones, so
yeah, but you know they're screaming and everything, just like a regular person.
okay.
they don't have the time to scream. Like
That might also be true.
he was handling them pretty immediately. Like they weren't. He was mercy killing them quickly. Like
Yeah.
the clones weren't suffering. Um, we see Oliver get his powers, which I knew would happen. Because Oliver, he comes for like his mom is from a race that ages super quickly.
Yep.
So we knew that he was going to get his powers early because they were like, Mark didn't get his powers till he was 17. It's like, that kid will be 17 in a couple months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that's going to be, an issue. But yeah, he gets his powers and he's hiding them, just kid shit.
Yeah.
And Shrinking Ray shows up and because she got all fucked up.
Oh yeah, that's her name, Shrinker. I could not remember her name.
Yeah, it was ugly for her. But yeah, luckily The fact that Multi-Paul blamed Rex was stupid.
Hmm.
But whatever. And then, yeah, whenever Immortal and Kate show up, which I don't know how they knew Multi-Paul was that, like, they got there very quickly, as if they knew this was happening somehow. But, whatever. Uh, the episode's got to happen. So
Right.
they get there, they rejoin the Guardians, and uh William, who it feels like we have not, like, I feel like we used to see William all the time, and now we just don't even.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he in college enjoying life
Yeah,
right
like
now.
they're yeah. Um, he's just beating everybody's ass in bowling, and Mark is having the, should I tell Eve about how I feel? And they're basically like, yes, tell her. Why wouldn't you do that? So, Mark goes and talks to Eve, and he makes the mistake of telling her about the future her, and that doesn't go super well.
Right.
And Cecil goes to see Debbie and is like, so were you going to tell me that Oliver got his powers? And Debbie was kind of like, well, obviously you knew.
You're right. Yeah, you just keep an eye on her.
Yeah, like, what you mean? Like, I even hired your babysitter that I knew you, like, Cecil, I've played this game before.
Right.
So, and Cecil is like, well, we can train him. We can get him right. And Debbie's pretty much like, no, Mark will train him. He needs a steady home, not a lab. So
Yeah.
be gone. And then
Yeah.
we see through the episode, Doc Seismic is meditating,
Hmm.
and we know something's going on.
Yeah.
And then eventually he makes his move. He kidnaps everybody. He makes friends with fucking, like, center of the earth demon bugs.
Yeah.
And he kidnaps everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Except for Mark and Eve. So they, go down there, they try to save everybody. Those bugs are super strong. Doc Seismic is in full monologue, like he's in full villain mode.
Hmm.
Like, my man's just like, they gave him a mic and he was just going. And so eventually, unfortunately, Eve and Mark lose and they get cocooned also. And Cecil calls an audible. Cecil's like, we're gonna have to call him in. So he calls in Darkwing and he calls in the Reanimin, and they win the day. And Mark was, I didn't expect Mark to be as mad as he was. I knew Mark wasn't going to be happy,
Hmm.
but for Mark to be like, no, fuck that, and go see Cecil in person right
Right.
then,
He
because I was
pulled
thinking,
up.
like, Mark, we got shit to do.
Yeah.
Mark
Did he
said,
go to
no.
the Pentagon? Where you go?
Yeah, he went to the Pentagon.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, Mark said, no, fuck that. And Mark went straight there. And Cecil was like, "Why don't you take a walk with me?"
Yeah.
Because Cecil was afraid.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to be.
You have to, yeah. And Cecil was right. Cecil, you should be afraid. And yeah, they go in the white room, and Cecil's like, Mark is like, "Where the fuck are we?" This room is for you, Mark, because this is how it's got to be.
Hmm.
And also, we see that Nolan and Alan are becoming friends.
Buddies. Buddy cop.
And Alan is like, hey, join the resistance. And Nolan's like, no.
Yeah.
And Alan's like, how about today?
Right.
No. But okay. I'll check in tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, that was one of my favorite parts of the show, of the episode and of the season.
Yeah.
It's that dynamic.
Especially when they fought the lion dude when he came in, but we'll get there.
We will talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Episode 2, A Deal with the Devil. We open in a flashback where we see how Cecil got his face all fucked up. We see the history of the agency reforming criminals, and Cecil, really wasn't about all of it. Cecil went to the super prison and cleaned it up. So he is offered the director job. In today time, Cecil and Invincible are in the White Room. Cecil shows Invincible his Suicide Squad implant, and Mark goes to the Guardians for help. Invincible breaks up with Cecil and goes back to the house. The Guardians split up after seeing what happened to Invincible. Debbie goes on a first date, and Eve starts her college classes. Darkwing rejoins the remaining Guardians, and we are taken into another Cecil flashback of his early days as director and his introduction to Omni-Man. Mark and Eve become a couple. So, episode 2. How do we feel about it?
My boy Cecil went through it. My
Yes, he
boy's
did.
skin got burned
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. So Cecil, yeah, he walks in to this, hippie shop, and yeah, he knows something's going on. And we see these two super people. He's fighting one of them, and she was monologuing as she was beating his ass. And that was full cult, whatever they had going on. And so he eventually, gets an upper hand, and then, oh no, there's a second one. So they set off whatever it is that they set off, and yeah, it fucks Cecil up. And so, yeah, we see the previous director was like, why's your face all fucked up? Did they not? They didn't have enough skin for you?
Right.
And he was like, this is all of the real skin that I had left, and I told them to keep it.
Ugh.
So I wanted to have my own flesh as much as I could.
That's disgusting.
Agreed. One of the things I wonder is like if his entire body is artificial, then why is he aging? But whatever, that's fine.
My thing is, if his whole body is artificial, why he ain't got no better weapons or something? Like
what Donald got?
Bro, you need something.
Well, he's got contingencies and he's got shit set up. So and it was
every
back
time
in the
Mark
day.
grab him, he ain't got no contingency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he got the little, I don't know, what is that? The little ear hurt thing.
Yeah, little button.
Yeah, little button.
But so they are there's a situation, and Cecil is there, and the two villains from earlier, they're helping out. And the director, the old director, is like, yeah, they've been reformed. And Cecil's like, fuck that. Click clack. And yeah, he's like, we're not doing that. And I'm not mad at Cecil. They fucked him up.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, of course, Cecil goes to super prison.
Mm-hmm.
And Cecil's not there for long before he has that shit running like a well-oiled machine.
Bro, that's okay. This is why Cecil's one of my favorite characters. Just because he's, I love a 2 steps ahead type of guy.
Yeah.
And he's the epitome of that. Like, he's usually got a contingency for a contingency, usually. Yeah. Especially if it's non-physical. Yeah, my boy got a plan for a plan. So, yeah, that highlighted that to me. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I feel like Cecil is a parody of Nick Fury, just, I guess, based on him having some fucked up face. But he feels more like an Amanda Waller to me.
Yeah, he's like a mix. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's like a combination of both, yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
So, yeah, like he's a for the greater good.
Exactly. Like he'll get to know your family. You know what I mean? He'll understand, like, oh, okay, your kid. Oh, okay. All right. Wish him the best. But if you got to put him down for the greader good,
yeah,
that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
you got to do.
He is a pretty good mix because, yeah, like Nick Fury will, develop a relationship with the family.
Yeah.
And he'll, show up to the graduation.
Yep.
Buy a baby shower gift.
Right.
Amanda Waller, nothing's personal. It's all business with Amanda Waller.
Kids. Yeah.
And yeah, Cecil is somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Cecil is a pretty good combination of them. And honestly, a lot of times I'm like, I'm on Cecil's side.
Yeah.
A lot of days I'd be like, Cecil,
if I'm in that world, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
honestly
usually on Cecil's side, usually.
Usually. We're going to talk about when I'm not.
Right.
But yeah, normally me and Cecil, we agree.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, no, Cecil, you did, yeah. You did
Yeah.
what you should have done. You said what you should have said.
Mm-hmm.
But
Same.
this is when Cecil hears for the first time, like, you can either be the good guy or the guy who saves the world. You can't be both.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a bar right
Bar.
there.
That was a
Yeah.
bar.
Bar.
That was a bar.
Because yeah, when he said it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
Because Cecil ain't gonna get the credit for none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I mean?
and that's the thing. Sometimes to save the world, you cannot be a good, like, there's some shit gotta go bad.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta make some choices that are gonna hurt some people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call it the greater good.
Right.
So, yeah. And that's also a lesson that, we see later. But Cecil and Invincible are in the White Room, and Cecil keeps saying to Invincible, like, hey, don't make me do this.
Mm-hmm.
And Invincible's kind of like, do what?
Yeah, which is crazy. He didn't know. Yeah, it's like, do what?
And then Cecil showed him, like, I gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Like, this is a frequency that doesn't feel very good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when we did surgery on you? Yeah.
Yeah. We.
I gotta be ready. And don't be mad. This shit right here,
Mm-hmm.
this why. So don't you dare be mad. Because, like, for you to say that you don't trust me, for you to say that I'm doing all that, no, right here.
Yeah.
You are trying to kill me. I am afraid for my life. You can shut the like again. I'm like, Cecil. Yep.
Yeah.
Because again, Cecil said, "Please don't make me." Cecil gave him all the chances. Cecil tried to reason with him, and he just wasn't. Okay, I got something for you.
Right. You always got a backup plan.
Yeah, if this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it. I didn't want it to come to this, Mark.
Yeah. I know your family.
I see you like a nephew, Mark. But
Who-
I'm gonna have to son you real quick.
Who's the voice actor for my guy again, Cecil?
The dude from Justified. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Righteous
Goggins.
Gemstones.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. He's really good. He's like that's the perfect.
No,
They
that was
got
the
a bunch
right
of-
guy.
Yeah, they got a bunch of other people perfect, but this one was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I call him in the Righteous Gemstones, he's Uncle Baby Billy.
You've seen that one.
Yeah, Righteous Gemstones is it's a crazy show. If you are a religious person, it is pretty offensive.
Really?
Yeah, but if you're able to get past that, because it's about like a family who has a mega church.
Gotcha. Oh, I think I've seen. Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's got Danny McBride, and he goes wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Uncle Baby Billy is he played it's quite a show.
Gotcha.
I was
Okay.
I also think Mark, like, he finally saw, like, he is a true threat because Mark was beating the brakes off all those robot things, and he's
Yeah,
like,
those Reanimin.
the
And
reanimator
that's
is like, is that all you got? And then he's like, kid, why'd you have to ask that?
Yeah,
And he
God damn it.
hit the lights on him, and all you see was he's just surrounded.
Yep.
And that's again, I'm not mad at Cecil. Because
Oh.
Cecil's like, whenever I love that Cecil said that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Cecil was like, oh shit, why did you yeah. Because Cecil, he was really just like, why are we doing? I don't want to do this.
Right.
But you are actually making me do this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not mad at Cecil for any of the decisions that he made.
Same.
So
But he broke up the Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
yeah, so Mark goes to because Mark leaves, and Cecil's like, keep an eye on him. I need to know where he's going. And then Cecil eventually like realizes like, oh shit, if they get involved, this could really be a problem.
Right.
So Invincible goes to the Guardians and is like, hey, help me, robot, get this thing out of me. And the Guardians are like, what the fuck is going on? And then Cecil is like, everybody shut the fuck up. This has nothing to do with you. And then, there's more fighting that happens. And the Guardians are like, no, fuck that. You're attacking Mark. We can't just stand by and watch that happen. And so more fighting. Eventually, the robot figures it out, and Invincible's like, Cecil, we're fucking done.
Mm-hmm.
We're done? Get all of your cameras out of my house?
Get the fuck out.
And then the Guardians are like, some of them, like Immortal's like, nah, Cecil did what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know. He's
And
like, no,
then
I
some
don't
of
blame
them,
him.
yeah, some of them are like, no, I can't work for a man that would do that to my friend.
Yeah.
So they have a hard split up, and then Immortal's like, all right, you have 2 hours. Everybody get the fuck out. So yeah, there was a lot of breakups.
Mm-hmm.
But Debbie goes on her first date.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the episode where she's like, hey, I gotta be honest with you. Um, you remember Omni-Man? Yeah. That was me. And my
Bro.
man's is like, I
I would have left
can't
her.
I can't compete with Superman. You were with Superman. Like, my hair is thinning.
There's no way my little wee wee gonna be able to pull an Omni Man. Like, come on, bro. You going after Omni Man and he been hitting that for years? Nah,
Like, he took you to Paris just because.
Yeah.
bro.
And he flew you there. Like, I can't I have rheumatoid arthritis. Like, I can't do that.
Bro, think of you. Yeah, being in that position, ain't no way. I'd have to be like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's
And
no
that's
way.
a red flag for me. That's the type of drama. I don't even like girls with the smallest amount of drama. That type of drama, I want no part of that.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, he destroyed the earth. Like,
Yeah,
no, you
he's
were
an
with,
earth
like, you
level
were
threat.
married to him.
Yeah, like, he gonna come see you if he's still alive.
Yeah.
You're the
If
first
he's still
human
out
he's
there,
coming to visit. Yeah,
yeah, and he
Nope.
come to the house.
Yeah, nah.
That's like
I'm not trying to be the
dating
new
a girl
man.
who man was in prison 40
Yeah,
years,
facts.
and then he
Facts.
coming home like, nah, I can't have that. I'm good.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, brother. She's gonna be single when you get back.
And Debbie had to be like, hey, don't worry about that. We're good.
That don't do nothing for me, Debbie.
Again, like, Debbie,
Yeah,
I'm
that ain't gonna
sorry.
stop nothing from happening.
But nah, I'm a head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up out of here. Like, ain't no way. I would have got up and left as soon as she said that. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Because in the last season, like, there was a dude she met, and whenever she told him about it, he was like, absolutely not. He was
Yeah.
angry about it because,
Right.
Omni-Man, was killing people and all that. So,
Right.
like, he wasn't in the, like, oh, you were with Omni-Man, I can't compare. He was with the fuck that guy
Right.
and fuck you for being associated with him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at this point, yeah, new dude was like, and again, I'm glad that he kind of retreated and was like, you were with fucking Superman. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I am a normal human man. So,
Yeah, you can't compete, bro.
Yeah.
We ain't going that hour. We ain't going 3 hours straight.
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's no way.
again, he's
I'm not
Omni-Man.
effective. Yeah, I'm not effective.
Right. Yeah.
And then, yeah, like, Debbie kind of had to be like, no, I want a normal human man.
You say that.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
like,
And then she's like,
until you have a normal human
where's
man.
the rest of it at? I don't feel it as much. Like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm out.
But yeah, so we see that Darkwing joins the Guardians because the Guardians are, they're struggling over there. There's not a lot of them anymore. And the Guardians are kind of like, I don't know if I like him being on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Cecil's early days as director. None of the people trust him. And he goes in there like, hey, I'm the director now. You can get with it or get out. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then Omni-Man shows up and Cecil's like, let me go talk to him.
Yeah.
And they're like, sir, are you sure you want to do it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go talk to him. And then, he's like, I'm just here to do good. Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, yeah.
Well,
Episode
that's
3.
funny.
You want a real costume, right? We open with a couple living through the woes of adulthood. Invincible stops their bank robbery and Oliver shows up to assist. Eve and Amber catch up and the heroes that left the Guardians move into the old Teen Team HQ. Invincible and Oliver get new costumes and stop a couple villains from trying to break Multipole out of prison. Eve comes back to live with her parents, and Debbie gets more serious with Paul. Different Paul, not Multipole. The Mauler twins attack a military silo, and the Guardians show up and get pretty easily handled. Invincible and Oliver show up, but they are unable to stop the Mauler twins from launching a nuke. Invincible stops the nuke, and Oliver kills the Mauler twins. Oliver tells Mark that maybe Omni-Man was right and killing people is just how it's got to be. And Mark spots an orb spying on the family and he catches it, but it explodes. Turns out Angstrom Levy still lurking. So, episode 3. I like that this episode opened with like a random couple we had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And they are literally like they're robbing a bank, and then we just see them going through the woes of trying to survive being adults. Like,
Yeah.
it's just trash.
Was homeless. That's tough.
Yeah, it was a struggle for them. And then they're eventually like, the bank is still there.
Yeah.
And I mean, should we? And you could see like it was silent during the whole thing, but you could see like while they were robbing the bank, they didn't want to hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really want to be doing it, but they were like, I mean, this is what it's got to be. We're down and out.
In the lick.
Again, if you are a villain or have powers in this world where Invincible is alive and you're in the same city as Invincible, why commit crime? You just saw this man fight and destroy buildings with his dad.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no crime.
And
I don't care how tough it gets.
I agree. Like I'm gonna, if I'm in that situation, I'm gonna try to relocate, but also they were desperate. Like they didn't want to rob the bank at all.
I don't do it. I don't do it.
They were desperate.
I mean, if your stomach growling, brother.
Like they were truly desperate.
I just saw Omni-Man take a man, send him through a train full of people. Not a couple people, a train full of people.
I mean,
again, they were desperate.
Yeah,
I'm not taking a chance.
Just like there are a lot of people in Gotham, they know Batman's there.
Right. Again, if I'm in Gotham, I know Batman is past 8 o'clock at night. Now I'm doing crime. The difference is Batman, you good at daytime. you good.
Yeah,
but
you
at
gotta
nighttime,
deal with GCPD.
Yeah, I'll take GCPD over Batman any day of the week.
Yeah, you're right.
But in this world with Invincible in the same city living with me and Omni-Man, and now I got this new purple kid who call himself Omni-Boy, I'm not doing nothing. Like I'm good.
I agree.
I'm starting
if I live in something. If you're desperate,
you desperate.
So you gotta get them feet pics right.
Yeah, I'm turning tricks or something. I'm not doing nothing dangerous. I'm not doing nothing dangerous.
Turning tricks is dangerous.
But I know Invincible is not about to blow my head off with his fucking.
I mean,
knuckles.
Think about
You're gonna have your back blown out. This is gonna happen.
Hey, you getting your back blown out or you getting your head knocked off your head? Your choice.
That's about equal for me. But yeah, I guess. But has Invincible just murdered a very normal criminal?
No.
Again, but you know he hit hard.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like he just murders normal criminals.
But he hits incredibly hard.
And I don't know if they know that.
Bro, everybody knew Invincible.
No, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if they know that he's not killing people.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would, if I'm a criminal, I'm about to look.
It's safe to assume that he's not.
What type of superhero am I doing? Am I dealing with Omni-Man who will put a hole through me and I think up twice?
They're desperate.
Again, okay, so if you're desperate and you know Omni-Man is in the same city as you, do you commit that crime?
Omni-Man? Absolutely not.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Omni-Man? Absolutely not. Now, Invincible?
Because Omni-Man, what he did to the Guardians? No.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Maybe I commit the crime if I'm in a different city, but you're in the same city as Invincible and Omni-Man. I'm not doing no crime. I'm not even jaywalking because I don't know what's going to happen.
That's funny.
Yep. So yeah, they get arrested, and Oliver is just there in the fucking way. But
Yep.
I mean, there are a lot of conversations that Mark has with Debbie, basically saying like he's a kid, he's going like this is what it's gonna be.
Mm.
So we're gonna have to navigate this. And we see that Amber and Eve catch up. They they meet, they have coffee or whatever, and they're talking about their new men,
Mm-hmm.
little girl talk. And we see that everybody who left the Guardians, they move into Titan's Tower, or the teen team place. So, yeah. Invincible and Oliver go to the costume man, and they go get new costumes. And then there are a couple people, because we see that the triad, the dude with the jaw that turns into the
I think a
dragon.
machine head or something.
Oh yeah.
No, Machine Head's the other guy.
not machine. The machine, yeah, the dragon dude.
Yeah, like he goes to Titan, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to get my boy out." And Titan initially is like, "I don't want to do that,
Right.
but I'll do it once for you. I'll send some people to do that." So he sends some people to do that, and they get stopped. So Multiball is just in there, and Eve decides that she's going to move back in with her parents, and we know that she and her dad have a very turbulent relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because her dad doesn't like the fact that she has powers. Like, he's got big problems with that.
Bro, that's wild. She literally can create anything, and you already got a problem with that. Like,
Bro,
that
he was
is
saying some
some
wild stuff there.
egotistical,
It is
narcissistic
pride.
stuff. Yeah,
It is pride 100%. Because I remember the last season, she like made a gold bar or she made a golden apple and was like, "Go and trade this in, and you will have money." And it was like, "I work with my hands
Yeah.
to provide for this family." Yeah, all that
Well,
shit.
shut up.
bro. You know how
Shut
fast I would
up.
flip that apple.
Yeah.
How many more can you make?
Hit a
Yeah.
mill. with that
Like,
joint.
we're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We gonna be all right.
But we see the Mauler twins again. And they attack a military silo. And the
And
Guardians show up to try to handle it, and Guardians get beat almost immediately.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting tired of them all twins. I don't know if that's just me, but hopefully
I don't
they
blame
are dead this time for real. I'm tired of them popping up.
All right. Well, it's looking like they're not coming back.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see. So Invincible and Oliver show up, and I think this is the episode where I want to say this is the episode where Oliver's like, "Kid Omni-Man," and Mark has to be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the best thing.
we can't do that."
He's like, why? Let me show you why.
Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Like, but our dad's a good man. Well,
Is
Yeah,
he?
it's like $300
Everybody-
million in damages.
yeah, like
for-
Bro.
everybody don't think that. Like last
Yeah.
time everybody here saw Dad, he was about to kill me.
Yeah.
And he also was responsible for the death of thousands.
Thousands, yes. Like
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's
crazy.
what I'm saying. Why are you robbing a bank in the same city as these people?
Yeah. So, yeah, Oliver, we can't use Dad's name. We can't do stuff in the name of Omni-Man right now. Do you think people will ever forgive him? Hard to say.
Man, hell no.
Hell no, man.
Hell
Maybe,
no.
but-
They made a whole Memorial Day after this. Like, nah,
Bro.
they ain't forgetting him.
If I lost my grandma or my family member, dude, based off of this clumsy fool
And that's
running over a building or something, no.
and we see that yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
electric dude.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Yep.
So, they show up and the Mauler twins launch the nuke that they came to launch. So Invincible's like, "I'm gonna go handle that nuke," and Oliver is fighting the Mauler twins, and he's starting to see what real life looks like whenever people don't give a fuck that you're a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's getting slapped around a little bit, and then he, turns on the afterburners and goes through one of the Mauler twins. And he's not purple, he's red.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just slowly walking toward the other Mauler twin, who's like, I give up. I surrender. Please. And he says, none of that.
That boy hit him with that Mortal
Shoryuken.
Kombat. Yeah, bro. That down B Mortal Kombat move. Pop that dude
Yeah,
head right off.
right off. And
Everybody saw
yeah, everybody saw it. And then Invincible comes back down, and Oliver's like, look what I did.
it.
And Mark has to be like, we don't kill people. And Oliver was kind of like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not?
Like,
You got all these powers.
yeah, like we are better than, like, they were hurting people and I dealt with it. So maybe Dad was right.
Yeah, that's
And
tough.
I'm sure at this point, Mark is gonna be like, fuck. This is
Hitler over here.
Yeah, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons we didn't want him to go to Cecil, was to try to bring him on the right path, but also he is Dad's son.
Yeah.
And who knows how that bug lady felt.
The grasshopper lady, huh?
Yeah, like, I don't know what kind of person his mama was. She was nice, but like... So yeah, Mark goes back home, and, he's chilling with the family, and then he sees a little spy orb, and he catch that thing real quick. And it explodes immediately. And we see that it is, in fact, Angstrom Levy, who is doing the spying, who is behind it. And that takes us into episode 4. You Were My Hero. We open with Ray and Rex grocery shopping. Mark assumes that Cecil is responsible for the orb and pays him a visit, but Cecil claims he doesn't know anything about this orb. Dropkick and Fightmaster show up to Mark and Eve's date, and they take Mark to the future to help them overthrow the king. They get captured on purpose, as that is the quickest way to get to the king. Turns out the king is immortal, and he has gone mad. Immortal asks Invincible to kill him, but of course Invincible refuses, so they start throwing hands. Eventually, Invincible begrudgingly does kill him, and Earth is saved. Mark returns, and he continues his date with Eve. Nolan's execution begins, and Alan creates a prison break. Battle Beast is a fucking menace, and Nolan reveals to Alan that there are less than 50 pure Viltrumites left. Also, Mark and Eve know each other biblically.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like that we open with Ray and Rex shopping, and Ray just being like, well, we need to eat. We need to eat food. And Rex was like, we could just order pizza. What the fuck? Cooking? Do that.
Right.
And so, of course, Cecil pulls up at the Pentagon and is like, Mark pulls up at the Pentagon and is like, Cecil, what the fuck is this? And Cecil is like, I don't know, but let me tell you something, kid. If I was spying on you, you would never know. How dare you accuse me of being this sloppy?
Yeah, you know my work.
Donald's like, but we are spying on
Yeah, like Cecil's like, you got me confused with some goddamn body. If you think I'd get caught spying on you,
Right.
And yeah, Donald is like, but sir,
shut up.
We are spying on them, and Cecil's kind of like, Donald, shut up.
Right.
Like, I know that, but he doesn't know that.
Right.
That thing isn't mine. But also, I don't like that thing. I don't like it.
Yeah, we need to know who's spying on him.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and handle that, because I don't like it. He takes it to Robot first, and Robot is like, this thing is too destroyed. I can't help you. But we see the two dudes from earlier, Dropkick and Fightmaster.
Great names.
Yeah, those are just like some straight like 70s comic book names.
Dropkick is crazy.
So what you could do, just dropkick people.
Yeah. So they just snap. They show up, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to come to our future and overthrow our king." And Mark is like, hell no. Like,
Yeah. I got stuff to do.
yeah, I'm in the middle of something.
Trying to get
Mm-hmm.
these cheeks again. Or
Yeah,
not
like,
again, but for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
they're like I'm doing something. Can you all go?
Right.
And they just kidnap him,
Mm-hmm.
which was a little trifling. But I guess
Toxic
it
as
had to
hell.
happen.
Yeah.
And we see Mark give himself clothes, and he was like, "Why did I look so miserable?" And they were like, "Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Just don't worry about that."
Yeah.
And then we see that happen. Like, I'm glad that we saw that actually happen. That was hilarious. But so yeah, they say to Mark, like, hey, this world is dystopian. We had a king. He was great. Everything was cool. And then he just went left one day.
Yeah.
And we don't really know why. So we need you to take care of that. The reason we stole the Declaration of Independence was because we were told that the ink could like do some shit and it didn't. So yeah. So they get captured. Because at first they start destroying the robots, and Mark just starts destroying the robots. And he was like, "These things should be stronger, shouldn't they?"
Yeah.
They were like, "No, we don't. We're not destroying them. We're trying to get captured." He was like, "Oh, you should have started. Why didn't you tell me that?"
Right.
I mean, okay, sure. And so, uh, the king is immortal with a glorious beard,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Mark, you left me, and I couldn't handle the throne alone.
Yeah.
So I need you to kill me." And Mark was like, why don't you just like not do like why don't you just stop? Like you could just like not be a dick.
Yeah.
And he was like, nope, that's not how it works. I have to die. I have to be killed. I can't give up. I can't let somebody kill me. You're gonna have to do it. And then he hits him with a Zod. He's like, this ends one of two ways, Cal.
Yeah.
Either you die or I do.
Yeah.
And so Mark is like, God damn it. I keep I keep vowing not to kill anybody, and y'all just keep asking me. Just like John Wick, I tried to hang it
Yeah.
up, and y'all keep bringing me back in. So we see Mark more and more struggle with trying his absolute hardest not to kill anybody,
Mm-hmm.
just to be forced to do it.
Yeah.
And so this is another situation where he's like, well, okay, fine. And he acquiesces and he kills him. And then he says to, like, he's depressed. Like, he's just sad because
Yeah.
he didn't want to do it. And he and Immortal are friends. And he's like, just keep his head separated. Otherwise, he'll just come back. So keep his head and his body in different
That's a
places.
crazy thing to say.
Yeah. And then he just sadly gives himself his clothes back.
Yeah.
And again, hilarious now that we know why that happened.
Right.
And so then they continue their date. They go to the pyramids and they just having a good old time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go back to the house and Debbie's, Mark, are you home?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Have either of you been in a situation where you were at the house and you had company and you had a parent
Oh
that
yeah.
was also at the house?
Mm-hmm. Keep that door open.
Yep.
Keep that door open. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, back in the days, you were lucky to be able to make it to the room. I had to stay up front there for a little bit.
Yeah, you might have to be in the living room for the longest time.
Well, that's the thing. They snuck into the house. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Why is this door locked, Mark?
She was trying to get in there
You're
too.
like, Mom, I'm sleeping. So yeah. Because that's one like, did y'all have a lock on your door?
Right.
Growing up, I did not have a lock on my door.
Absolutely not.
Did I? I want to say I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, hell no, I didn't have a lock on my door. Why? So yeah, my son does not have a lock on his door, and he never will.
Bro, my daughter got a lock on her door, and when she came out of her sister, she locked the door, and like I don't know about it, so I go in there to open the door. I'm like, hey, why the hell is this door locked? I'm like, man, I'm about to take this door out the hinges.
Yeah, because I replaced all the doorknobs in this house, and yeah, he did not get a lock on his door.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Thanks.
So, yeah, no, put a new doorknob on, Jordan.
And that's what I need to do, huh?
Yeah, that's your house.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And only doors that lock are mine in the bathrooms.
Thanks.
So yeah. Anyway, they, go home and know each other biblically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Nolan's execution begins. And, they, basically chain him up and beat his ass. Like that's the execution, is you get beaten.
Bro, that was.
And it's trifling that they make sure that you are fully healed before.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be at 100% to then be, tied down and get your ass beat.
I mean, they were taking turns. It was crazy.
Yeah. For treason, yeah.
Yeah.
Betrayal, yeah.
Like,
For
just-
fucking a bug, yeah. Like, they were just hitting him.
Yeah, them punches was hidden.
Yeah. And so Alan is like, oh no, my friend. And he stages a prison break. And,
Yeah.
all of the prisoners don't really do much. But then he's like, I wonder who's back there.
Yeah, that was dope.
And when it was Battle Beast, I was like, thank God, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see him cook. Because when I saw him beat Mark's ass,
Yeah.
I was like, I need him. I need him.
Yeah.
Because
When did we see? I don't remember him.
that was
Like,
season 1.
Season
Okay.
1, yeah. Went in
So-
the office or whatever.
Yeah, like Titan set him up.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, because he got it. He was about to die. Like,
Mm,
I feel like other than when he fought Omni-Man, that was the closest to Mark dying I had seen.
yeah. And I know a lot of people who were like super excited for him to show up.
Yeah, because I was like, if he did that to him, I want to see him cook.
Yeah.
And yeah, Battle Beast he's
I
I
bro.
thirst for battle.
bro, what's that one character in DC that does that? The demon, is it
Etrigan?
Etrigan? Yeah, he's like, I don't even get motivated if his rating ain't at a certain level.
Yeah, like if you're not even worth my time.
Yeah, if you're under a 90, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't get out of bed under a 90.
That's
So,
like I thought of like Predator. Like,
Yeah.
if you're too weak, Predator will ignore you.
right. Yeah.
Predator wants the cream of the crop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, Battle Beast was like, you promised me a challenge.
yeah.
And then
You hemmed him
whenever,
up too.
and then, yeah, like whenever he gets to one of the Viltrumites, he's like, ah, yes, a worthy adversary.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was. I had been waiting to see Battle Beast, and I'm glad he's back.
Yeah. The look, the name. I mean, the kid
All
dude
of
got
it.
it all.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember, but of course, I played a game called Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
In Bloody Roar, there was a character named Gatto who turned into a lion, and I loved Gatto.
Mm.
And that's who Battle Beast is, fucking Gatto. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah. He's a real one.
Yeah, he was too much.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to episode 5. This was supposed to be easy. We open with Titan walking his daughter to school. Multipole uses his power to break out of his cell, but ends up in an inhibitor collar before he is visited by Kate. Mark and Eve talk about getting their own place, and Titan is told a second time to break Multipole out of prison. Oliver makes some new friends, and Rex cooks for Ray. Titan goes to visit Machine Head and then talks to Invincible. Mr. Liu turns into a dragon and attacks the prison, and Invincible and Eve fight him. Just as Invincible is about to get eaten, Mr. Liu is killed by Machine Head, and Titan reveals that this was his master plan all along. Mark and Eve decide not to get an apartment, and Machine Head takes over the order. P.S. Mr. Liu is actually still alive. Well, not still, but like alive. So, In this episode, we see Titan, who, when you see Titan, who comes to mind comic book wise? Because of course, much like the boys, Invincible does a lot of, you know, borrowing ideas and making parodies of folks.
Yeah.
So who does Titan make you think of?
Ooh.
Because there are quite a few options.
It kind of honest. I mean, the look of his character kind of remind me of Luke Cage, but I know that's not who they're going for.
Well, and his power is Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of Luke Cage because do you remember at the end of the second season of Luke Cage kind of like takes over.
Yeah, he got like the suit and tie and everything. Like, he
Yeah.
becomes like the businessman.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like that might be what they were going for, but he also Tombstone, Kingpin,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Tobias Whale.
Which
Mhm.
I guess, from this, I mean, the comic came out before the Netflix series did. So some of those other characters that you said could have definitely got inspiration. Tombstone, I could definitely see.
And I assume it's one of those. Like I assume it's a Kingpin, a Tombstone, or a Tobias Whale. Like
Yeah.
that's what it feels more like than Luke Cage. But I think his look and his power are very Luke Cage.
100%.
Um, like Luke Cage and Colossus combined, kind of.
Hmm.
But so he's walking his daughter to school, and we see Multipole do a very gruesome.
Bro, that was crazy. First of all, okay, I want to talk about this because this scene brought it up. Who thinks of this stuff? Like, who is sitting there writing and go, you know what? We've never seen a person who can multiply just sacrifice his entire group and like try to use it to get out of a tight space. He's just gonna yeah, it was just like, what are we doing?
That's Robert Kirkman for you.
Homie, he needs to be studied and needs to be alone. They need to, the FBI needs to check on him every day. Make sure that man all right. Stuff he be thinking about.
Yeah, that was I mean, it was very visually disturbing.
Yeah, it was just like,
But
oh,
I mean, if you can multiply and you are like if your clones are literally just sacrificable meat
yeah,
bags, then okay.
yeah, yeah. I enjoyed that entire escape, even after he got out. After he got
Yeah.
out of his room, like the way he used it.
Yeah, and then he started like, yeah. But they as soon as he opened that door, they got his ass.
Yep.
Like he got
Yep.
choke slammed
Yeah.
with the inhibitor collar.
Yep.
And so this is what another thing that happens. Mark and Eve talk about getting an apartment, and they're like, we have no money. And my initial thought was Eve could make money. That's not
Yeah.
a problem at all.
Yeah.
Like money would not be an issue.
Hmm.
But, Eve, because of her dad, does it the honest way. And she goes to the prison and she's like, hey, I work for a security firm. So she went ahead and bought an LLC and, all that. And so she's like, yeah, like you will have personal security. And it was the mom from Family Matters that voiced the warden. I was like, okay, Joe Marie Payton, I hear you.
I thought I heard that, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Sugar Mama was the warden. So like, okay, I support that.
Yeah.
So, Mark gets a job. He's just on retainer, and it worked out that's the move.
Yeah.
So we see that Oliver is sneaking out, and Debbie is very concerned. And Mark finds him, and he's just skateboarding,
Kicking it with the homies.
and they don't care that he's purple. They know he has powers, but they're just like, do a flip, kickflip.
If you was a kid and somebody pulled up on you purple doing flying stuff, would y'all be friends with them?
Yeah.
As a kid, maybe. if we had the same interests, like
I'd have some questions.
I would definitely be roasted. Like I feel like we probably would be friends, but you know, you're definitely gonna get roasted because you're not just gonna be purple around me and me not have to call that out.
that sounds racist.
Nah, bro.
It,
'Cause everybody
that's
used to
like
get it back in the day.
that's like it would depend. But because some people, I roasting is not for everyone. Like there are some people that don't handle it well, and there are some people that, need that in order to live. So
Yeah,
I would assess the situation first, especially if he had powers.
No,
like
yeah. You're right
you're
about
gonna
that.
get beat.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like if
bro.
he happens to be really sensitive about his purple skin, then let me not upset the boy.
Yeah,
But, you know, if he starts roasting me, well, if that's what we're doing,
it's go time.
yeah, like
Yo, looking at
yeah, you've opened this door. If
what
that's what you
Barney
want to
looking
do,
at. Yeah,
yeah. Like, are we doing nicknames?
yeah,
I'm like, bro, you adopted. Like, come on, man. You ain't even from here.
Yeah. So it would depend. But yeah, he made some friends. I kind of wonder where he met these children. Like,
random strangers. Yeah,
not at school.
right.
Yeah, like when he was just out and some kids, I'm assuming they were already skateboarding, and then he was like, "That looks cool. I want to do that," as opposed to him just being out and kids being like, "Let's be friends with him.
Yeah, yeah.
What's he doing?"
He got to.
But
He would have to initiate the entire thing.
but there are some kids who are that way. Like I've seen, like there was one kid alone, and I've seen other kids. You'd be like, "Hey, come play with us."
No, 100%. Me
So
and me and Cam will go out somewhere, and we'll be on the swings or something. And the kid will pull up. Hey, come play with us. Can you push us in the swing or something? I'm like, damn. All right, but yeah, no, it's a lot of kids like that.
I would say I'd definitely be encouraging my kid. I'd be like, hey, go introduce yourself. Go tell him hi.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that when my kid's older.
yeah.
Um, But he talks to strangers anyway.
Just for
Yeah.
your kid, I don't think you'll have to ever.
I would
I
say
don't think he will.
that's my oldest, bro. She ain't never met a stranger in her life. My youngest
Yeah,
is not like that at all. She will not talk to you. She's completely fine being by herself.
right. That's
Yeah,
funny.
no.
That
Yeah, my
changes.
son loves people.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
yeah. And he introduces people with his full name, but whatever. Like he met my cousin Trini the other day, and I was like, "This is cousin Trini," and he said his full name for her. I was like, "Okay,
Yeah, I respect that,
yeah, full
gentlemen.
government, all right."
Yeah.
But anyway, so Titan goes to. Oh wait, before that, um, yeah, Oliver made some new friends, and of course, Mark and Eve were just kind of like watching the situation, and some older kids show up, and Mark is like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
I know what happened last time that Oliver saw somebody bigger than him."
I'm
And
up out of here.
luckily, he just pantses him. And then Mark is able to be like, he's a good kid, mom. He's
Yeah.
just, he just made some new friends. It's just very normal shit, mom. And yeah, because that could have got ugly.
Yeah, definitely.
It
Quickly.
could have got real quick.
Yeah.
So luckily, it went the way it did. Titan goes to visit Machine Head. And honestly, I am pretty sure Machine Head was in the earlier, but I do not remember him.
I'm pretty sure he was because I recognize his design.
Yeah. And then he goes to see Invincible, and he's like, "Hey, Invincible, let's make a deal. Like, you want me in charge of this.
Yeah.
You don't want it to stay with old boy. Like, I understand. Like, I am not denying that it is a gang or
Right.
that it is, up to not so good activities, but like you want it to be me. Look, I've already cleaned it up. It is peaceful over here. There are no problems. There's no violence. Like this is what you want. I
Yeah.
promise."
Right.
And Invincible's like, "No, you're a fucking criminal, and I'm taking you in."
Black and white.
And then he does he hides in a hoodie.
Yeah.
And at first, I was like, "What are you doing?" Like Invincible's he can catch you, and then Yeah, everybody got hoodies on. And then, of course, he does we don't all look the same. Alrighty.
Right.
So, whenever Titan says, I'd already tried to save your boy and it didn't work. So I'm not doing that again. His number two, the teleporting guy, he, goes to the other side and he's like, hey, business. I had to choose the winning side.
Yeah. It's
And
tough.
so Mr. Liu turns into a dragon and he fights Titan for a minute, and then he's like, I will go save my assassin myself. So he goes to the prison, and Invincible, got to fight a dragon now.
Oh.
And because he's a dragon, he's fucking magic. So Invincible, like, I think that's one of the things he says is like, you might be strong, but I'm magic. And magic does whatever the fuck it wants.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
No guardrails.
he kills the dragon, and then the dragon gets back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's like, I'm magic. There's nothing you can do. And he's about to kill him. And then we see the turn. We see that the teleporting number two was actually a part of the double cross.
Mm.
So now Machine Head is out. The big protector, the bodyguard for Mr. Liu, gets teleported into midair, I think. And then Machine Head hits click clack. I've been waiting to do this.
Mm.
Was a hot one in him.
Yeah.
And then the dragon disappears. And so, yeah, that was right on time for Mark.
Yeah.
And then Titan shows up and is like, thanks, Invincible. I appreciate your cooperation.
Yeah.
And this is the second time he's been on the wrong side of a master plan by Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, last time when Battle Beast almost killed him.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sure Mark is like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I don't remember a ton from like season one, but yeah, I remember that. Battle Beast, I remember that scene.
Yeah, I just remember Mark getting almost killed and Titan being in the room.
Yeah. Yep.
But Mark and Eve decide, you know what? We shouldn't get an apartment. Mark is like, I want to be here with my mom and my little brother. Like, my mom likes having me here, and she's not going to be able. She didn't sign up for raising him,
Yeah.
and so he's my responsibility. Also, I don't want her to do that alone. Like, he basically says, like, I would love to move in together, but I don't want to leave my mom hanging.
Yeah.
And then we see that Machine Head takes over for Mr. Liu. So he's in charge of the order. And he walks in and he's like, are there any objections to my leadership? Because I'm the one who put a hot one in Mr. Liu. And everybody's like, no, we're good.
Right.
And then Titan walks in and he's like, hey, I'm the one who put you in that chair. So in return, I want out. And Machine Head is like, you got it. But also, now that I'm in charge, you watch your fucking mouth when you talk to me.
Understandable.
Yeah, and I get that because again, he's the one who put Machine Head. He's the one who got Machine Head locked up.
Right.
And so yeah, Machine Head is like, I will grant you what you want, but I never need to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that takes us. Oh, and then the big bodyguard, who was alive, I guess has an extra soul, like he had an extra life. And so
Bro, that's some comic book stuff.
Yeah, so again, it's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just had like, an extra spawn in his pocket. He pulls that out and, does like a little soul thing, and now Mr. Liu is alive again. And that's gonna be a problem later.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because, in comic books, nobody dies, for real.
Yeah, I was telling somebody else that, like, bro, nobody ever dies in comic books. They die for a little bit, they'll be back.
Yep. So, episode 6, all I can say is I'm sorry. We open with a flashback of the Invincible Omni-Man fight from the perspective of a man named Scott. He is working for the GDA, and he is still pissed Scott takes on the name Powerplex and steals some GDA tech to enhance his own powers. At William's birthday celebration, Powerplex starts monologuing and challenges Invincible to a duel. Shapesmith shows up to stop him, but gets dealt with, so he goes back home. Robot makes Monster Girl a belt that will stop the de-aging issue, and Ray tells Rex that she is quitting the squad. The Grayson family goes to the memorial for the lives that were lost during the Invincible Omni-Man fight. Powerplex shows up to the memorial and challenges Invincible, and Eve takes care of it. He escapes his prison transport, and Donald gives Invincible information about Powerplex, while Powerplex's family plays as hostages to lure Invincible. They fight, and Powerplex accidentally fries his family. Another spy orb shows up when Mark gets home, and Langstrom Evie has collected a number of Invincibles. So, Brandon mentioned this earlier. We see a flashback of the fight between Invincible and Omni-Man. And before that, we see a man named Scott, and he's just enjoying time with his sister and, her daughter. He's just loving life as an uncle. And then suddenly, the fight with Omni-Man and Invincible kills his sister and his niece. So he holds Invincible personally responsible for that and wants him to pay for it. So he's working for the GDA, and he finds some things that could enhance his powers. He's got some little powers.
Mm-hmm.
So William's birthday celebration is happening, and it's at the bowling alley. We're having a good time. Amber shows up with her new man. He and Mark start being friends. They like Dog Man, or the Dog Doctor Strange thing.
Yeah, the sorcerer puppy, something. Yeah, something.
Yeah, Strange Dog, whatever. Yeah, that thing. And Powerplex. Y'all have seen Family Guy, and he's a great big phony. That's who Powerplex sounded like to me. Powerplex sounded like the great big phony guy.
Yeah.
So Powerplex is, saying, Invincible, you ain't shit. You ain't ever gonna be shit. And I challenge you to a duel. You deserve to die for the lives you've taken. Yada yada. And so Shapesmith shows up, and he's like, I will defeat you, dastardly villain.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Shapesmith be having me laughing.
Shapesmith is hilarious. Oh, Shapesmith is so funny. And so, yeah, Shapesmith kind of gets dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easily. And Powerplex is like, well, goddamn it, I guess I'll just go back home.
Yeah.
And his wife agrees with him. His wife is on his side, standing behind her man. And he's like, well, now the GDA is going to come get me because I stole this shit from them. They know I did it. And he's like, the wife is like, hey, I support you. So whatever we're doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rudy makes a belt for Monster Girl. And one of the issues is every time she transforms, she de-ages. That's why she's in the body of a child.
Yeah.
So he figures that out, and he makes her a belt that stops her de-aging, and she is eternally grateful for that. And then Ray tells Rex, hey, I'm quitting the squad. And Rex is kind of like, what the fuck you mean? This is what we do. And she's like, they kind of bond over their childhoods or lack thereof. And she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And Rex is kind of like, well, this is all I know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this. And so they break up, and I was rooting for them.
Yeah, I can see that. You're a couple.
But yeah, I liked that he had grown enough to be with her.
Yeah, I agree with
because
that.
he needed to do a lot of maturing before she would have even given him the time of day.
His character arc was nice.
Yeah,
he definitely got redeemed.
Yeah.
because he was a bag of dicks when we met him.
Yeah, 100%.
So the Grayson family, they go to the memorial because, as we know, there's similar to like in whenever the blip happened, there was just a wall of names that got snapped away.
Yeah,
A similar situation. There was just a wall of names from when Invincible and Omni-Man fought, and all those people died.
bro, think of the damages.
Oh, the billions of dollars.
Billions.
Again, and you want to rob a bank in this city.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. The only way you rob a bank is if you can teleport. Like the teleport man, or like the shit that Cecil got. Yeah, like that's you can do it then.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, no. So the Grayson family goes to the memorial, and Powerplex is like, "Oh, I know he's gonna be there. I can challenge him." So he gets up, he challenges him, and then Eve is like, "I'll take care of it." And Eve takes care of it.
Yeah.
Like, not really too much of an issue for Eve. Like Eve kind of cold with it.
Yeah. She really is.
So it's like, okay, well, that problem's solved, but whatever. And so he's on his prison transport and he is able to escape that because he starts, hitting his head and creating kinetic energy to, use his powers. But, and I don't know why. Yeah, that was weird. I know that like as soon as I saw him doing some shit, he's getting tased. So like no, we're not doing that. Stop
Is
it.
crazy.
I would have to do something because I obviously he's doing. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like because the prison transport should have known how his power works,
Right.
but whatever. So he escapes, and Donald gives Invincible a dossier, and is like, "This is everything we have on him." And the wife is like, "Hey, we have one more trick up our sleeve. He won't be able to resist a hostage because he is a good person." But we're not thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they pretend to be hostages, and then he shows up, and they fight for a little bit. And whenever Invincible goes over there to like save the wife and the kid, and then she like spits on him,
Ugh,
he's like, "What the fuck?"
disrespectful.
So disrespectful. And then he tries to, output all of his power to kill Invincible and ends up frying his family,
Yeah.
which I
Jeez.
assumed was going to happen.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured it was gonna happen too.
And then had the audacity to still blame Invincible for that.
Yep.
And this is the episode where I really said, Mark is just going through. He can't win. He's not even. Just fuck. Like, you want to talk about bad luck?
Yeah.
Or like just being in a bad way, bad circumstances, like bad things finding you. Like, Mark can't catch a break.
At all.
Like, he didn't do anything. And, like, shit. So, yeah, this is the episode where I was like, I would never want to be Mark Grayson.
Oh no.
Like,
For what? For
never.
what reason?
Like, yes, he gets powers, but the life he's lived
Yeah.
ever since getting the power, like he had a normal childhood, everything was fine. Adulthood is hitting him in the balls. Like it has been rough for Mark ever since he got his powers.
Yeah.
And the number of people that are coming after him through no fault of his own is crazy.
Yeah.
Like he is getting attacked left and right. And again, had nothing to like the reason he's being attacked now is because he got attacked. Like he can't catch a break.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like every time he gets attacked, it results in an attack.
Right.
Like he gets attacked because he got attacked.
That's crazy.
And so Powerplex kills his family, and Mark, of course, lives, and Powerplex is, pissed about it. And he gets taken, like, if I'm Mark, I'm taking you myself
Oh
to
yeah.
the jailhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And
100%.
so we see, more spy orbs, and Mark gets home, and we see that Angstrom Levy has a collection of Invincibles.
Scary.
And we also see that Mark tries to talk to Powerplex and, tries to, reason with him and all that. And Mark is better than me because, no,
Right.
we don't have. I tried to talk to you and you weren't having it.
Right.
You tried to kill me and it resulted in your family dying. You used them as bait to lure me. No,
Mm.
absolutely not. I don't have anything nice to say to you. But, Mark is a good dude. Or he
Yeah.
tries to be. He's trying his
Yeah.
hardest to be.
Sure. Most of the time.
Usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to episode 7. What have I done? We open in a flashback of Mark's last encounter with Angstrom Levy. He was able to survive and gather invincibles and, get healed and all that. He has them destroy Invincible's Earth and thereby destroy his reputation. In the fighting, there's a lot of violence and there are many deaths. On the third day of this incursion, the Invincibles turn on Angstrom Levy for broken promises and he banishes them all. The one true Invincible fights Angstrom Levy, and Oliver shows up to, you know, tell him to finish it, but Angstrom Levy is able to escape. His technicians turn on him for broken promises, and the world is responding to the aftermath. Invincible goes to help in New York City, and Powerplex attacks him. Powerplex is subdued, and Mark meets Eve's parents at the hospital. Cecil asks Invincible to lead the Guardians, but of course he refuses. Conquest arrives and wonders why Earth isn't Viltrum ready. So he and Invincible start throwing hands.
That they do.
I just want to say RP to Rex, first of all.
So
Yeah.
Big Rex.
Big
yeah. So
Rex.
yeah. So we the first thing they have to show us is how Angstrom Levy lived. Because he was all fucked up.
Which he should not
No,
have survived.
no, he shouldn't. But we got people
Comic
with
books.
superpowers,
Yep, comic books.
comic books. But yeah, he was barely alive. And so he survives. His technicians revive him. He gathers invincibles and he says to them, "Hey, go destroy this place. Like do complete destruction, whatever you want. Just, make sure they know it was Invincible who did it." So they start just arriving on major cities and causing havoc.
Mm-hmm.
And it is ugly. And the news is like, for some reason, a bunch of dudes who look like Invincible are going on a rampage. And there's a lot of fighting going on. And it's very violent.
Yeah.
It's blood. It's ugly. And these Invincibles are unfucking hinged,
Yeah, they really are.
which is the point. And so, luckily, our Invincible been in the gym. So he's able to handle the Invincibles that he comes into contact with. And this is another day where Oliver finds out it ain't sweet out here.
Yeah.
Like Debbie says to him, "Hey, if shit gets tough, you need to get out of there."
Mm-hmm.
But Debbie knows he's going.
Right.
And honestly, he needed the help. We need all the help we can get. So yeah, Debbie says, "Do not let them get close to you." I don't know if this is when she says that or if she says
I
it when
think
he fights Conquest.
I think it's when you fight Conquest. Like, don't let him
Yeah,
grab you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. So in this case, yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this goes on for days. And a lot of people get hurt. We see that Rex sacrifices himself
R.I.P.
in
Big
this.
Rex.
R.I.P. Big Rex. Because yeah, he the Invincible he was fighting was like, you ran out of shit to explode. And Rex was like, no, I got one more thing.
Right.
You forget. I can explode my entire skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah. And a lot of Invincibles, like I think he started with 20 something and like only 9 or 8 come back.
Yeah.
And they were
It's
kind of like,
crazy.
yeah, they were kind of like, this is bullshit. We didn't sign up for this.
Right.
You promised us paradise and all that. And so yeah, he banishes them and he's like, I thought it would take y'all longer to turn on me. So yeah, but he don't give a fuck about Invincibles anyway.
Right.
And this is another situation where it's like, why do you hate the one good one?
Yeah.
Like you,
The logical one.
yeah, like the one who didn't want to hurt you. Like you, this is a situation, Brandon, if somebody walked up to you every single day and poked you as hard as they could in your forehead, and then eventually you went off on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were like, hey, whoa, why are you so aggressive? Whoa.
Right.
Like, that's what this felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Angstrom Levy pushed Mark to this. Like, you could, it was a situation where Mark was like, if you're going to fuck with me, okay. You fucked with Debbie.
Yeah.
And that was the mistake you made.
Yeah.
Putting your fucking hands on Debbie.
Ippy.
So, yeah, Mark should have put you down. And again, if a Viltrumite or if Immortal has taught me anything, you need to separate head and body every time.
Oh, that's like a staple. Yeah.
If I'm in this world, I'm separating head and body every fucking time. Like, if you are still intact, no, you're not.
Right.
And yeah, we see that lesson learned a couple times.
Yeah.
We see Mr. Liu.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, he got shot in the head, and Machine Head, he doesn't know. He's a street tier. But yeah, with Angstrom Levy is the situation where once I saw him, I would have been like, from now on, I am like Immortal. You did what you needed to do.
Oh yeah.
Mark told him. Actually, yeah. When you mentioned Immortal, Mark told them, "It's like you might want to separate that. It's like take that somewhere else."
Yeah, Mark said you need to keep his head and his body separate, or he will come back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a situation where, after seeing Angstrom Levy was alive, if I'm Mark moving forward, I am separating heads and bodies. Period. That's what it's going to be.
It's a good idea.
Oh damn, we're not there yet. I was gonna mention anytime you see a Viltrumite, like do their hands straight like this, like just like straight flat, somebody getting chopped.
Somebody getting cut.
Yeah.
Right through.
Yeah,
through the chest.
cut you. Yeah. So Angstrom Levy banishes all of the Invincibles that are about to turn on him, and he fights the one Invincible, and that fight goes a lot better for Mark because Mark has played this game before. But Angstrom Levy has all of these T-spheres, and he's just throwing them at Mark, and Mark is eventually like, all right, enough of this shit. And Mark gets to him, and Oliver is there saying, do it. Do it now. And honestly, I'm with Oliver.
Yeah.
I think Oliver says to him, that man hurt Mom. So do it.
That's crazy.
I'm 100% with Oliver on this one. Like, he used your face to destroy the earth. Do it.
Yeah. I get that logic.
Angstrom Levy gotta go.
Yeah.
Because he can still do portals and shit. Like, no. We're done here. You got to go.
Right.
And again, you put your hands on Debbie.
Debbie.
That was enough. But now you used my face to destroy my world? Absolutely not. So yeah. Unfortunately he escaped. And his technicians are like, he says, y'all need to heal me. And they're like, what you mean?
Yeah.
You made promises to us that you haven't kept. So we will heal you, but you work for us now. Know that. And so they do heal him, and I'm wondering what their goals and ambitions are.
Yeah.
The technicians. I wonder what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
But Invincible goes to New York to help. He and Cecil, they're kind of having to, work together because they're on the same side. And so, yeah. And we see Cecil killed one of the Invincibles, which, worked out. It was a mess. And Donald was in tatters. Like, Donald barely had any skin. But Donald, like, we got it done. So, yeah. Powerplex is there. And Powerplex was great whenever there were a bunch of, Invincibles doing shit. I'm surprised that none of them killed him. But yeah, he attacks the one good one. And if I'm Invincible, like, God damn it, I am so tired of you. But luckily, he gets subdued. Like, he's not really an issue. Eve got all fucked up.
Yeah.
Because again, these dudes were
She's steady getting messed up.
Yeah, I'm ready to get to episode 8.
We almost there.
I know.
Almost there.
Eve went off.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mark meets Eve's parents in the hospital, and Cecil is like, "Hey, Invincible, I really need you to lead the league. Like, I need you to be in charge of the Guardians. Like, you're the guy." And Invincible's like, we're still not good. Like, I know that we had to work together a second ago, but like, nah, I still don't fuck with you. So sorry, I disrespectfully decline. And then, they're still helping, and then goddamn Conquest shows up. And Conquest is like, he starts looking around like, it's a little messy here.
Yeah.
Why is this not Viltrum ready? And Invincible's like, I don't care who we gotta, I can't, no. Last time somebody came up dressed in all white, it was not good.
Yeah.
So we got to go right now. You and me. Come on. And that takes us to episode 8. I thought you'd never shut up. We open with Invincible and Conquest throwing hands. Conquest starts monologuing about his bloodthirst, and the two of them continue, creating collateral damage. Oliver tries to help, but gets slapped up real quick. Eve gets up and also tries to help, but gets put down. Instead of dying, Eve unlocks the Phoenix Force and attacks Conquest, allowing Invincible to headbutt him to death, quote unquote. Invincible and Eve pass out from exhaustion, and they are picked up by the Guardians and taken to the hospital. Debbie apologizes to Mark for, everything, and everyone gives kind words at Rex's funeral. Down in the sewers, the Sequids are building an army. Battle Beast is recovered by some aliens out in space. The technicians fix Angstrom Levy and tell him that he will give them a new world. And Cecil puts Conquest in a giant underground prison in hopes that he will tell him everything about the Viltrum Empire when he wakes up. Mark tells Oliver that he vows to protect his family by killing anybody who needs killing. And Darkblood summons the devil and tells him that he has found a suitable vessel on Earth for him.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of setup there.
Yeah.
So, this episode, Yeah. Like Mark has had a long ass week.
Yeah, that Conquest was so dope. Like he was just, I
That it
feel
was a
like,
menace. Yeah.
yeah,
He
he
was
was
a
just talking.
fucking menace.
He was really psychotic. Like
Yeah.
the
No,
way,
so firstly, I thought it was hilarious that Negan is beating up Glenn a second time
oh yeah,
for anybody who watched The Walking Dead.
yeah. It. I feel like he was just like the way he was, like it was a little later, but like when he was pulling the kid apart, like
Oh, it was like stretching them.
yeah, he's like great.
We're
Like
gonna
I was just like, this is crazy.
so so they start throwing hands and Mark is, doing some stuff. And then Conquest starts monologuing, and I'm like, God damn it,
Yeah,
this isn't good. So he starts talking about whenever they send other Viltrumites to a planet, it is, to kind of, diplomatically do some setup. When they send me, I'm not here for diplomacy.
yeah,
I want the smoke.
yeah.
I know.
I live for the
He was the
smoke.
worst of them.
He was talking about how lonely it was
Yeah.
too.
You merely
Yeah,
adopted the darkness. I was born in it,
yeah. Homie was.
molded by it. He said, the other Viltrumites don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
This man said, I'm so fucked up that the other fucked up people think I'm too fucked up for them.
He's like, I don't
Yeah,
even got a name.
Yeah,
right.
they call me my job.
Conquest. Yeah,
That is wild.
tough.
Yeah, he said, yeah, they send me whenever shit needs dealing with.
Yeah,
And it's so lonely. But at
and,
this point, I thirst for battle.
and he's whispering this in
In his
Mark's
ear.
ear. Yeah,
He
while
getting
he's
freaky
choking
with
him
that
up.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like when Mark started losing, Conquest was like, no,
Freaking.
no, no, don't give up. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
We still going.
That's crazy.
They're like, no, you still got some fight in you. I can see it. Like I
My
was
man
like,
was elite level trash talker.
again, like Negan is just in his ear.
Yeah,
And Jeffrey D, like that was the right casting
yeah.
for
It really
this.
was. He,
But yeah,
yeah, he went busy. He got busy.
talking to him softly. And yeah, so Oliver is like, hey mom, I gotta go help. And Debbie is like, I know you're going to, and I know he needs the help. Do not let him get his hands on you.
Yeah.
Do not, I
Shit.
will say it a second time.
Right.
Do not let him get his hands on you. You get out of there if you have to.
Back and roll.
And he gets slapped up.
Yeah, real good.
He like he slapped the shit out that boy. He just started spitting teeth.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Like he lost half his teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, one
Yeah.
smack. Yeah.
And then Conquest grabbed hold of him and started talking him through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you feel that? You feel that stretch, don't you, boy?
It was just some like homie was just letting oh, that was psychotic, bro.
It was.
This episode was so good. And I
Yeah.
see why this episode it made the top 15
Highest rated.
highest
Yeah.
rated shows on IMDb, episodes on IMDb. I see
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Because it was really good. First, your muscles will start to separate.
Yeah. I was like, this is crazy.
Then you'll feel your skin peel back. Yeah. Oh God. I can't.
Bro, I thought he was gonna pop that little kid like it was a Twizzler or something.
I didn't think he was gonna die, but I did wonder if he was gonna split him and then like his bug powers were gonna keep him alive or something. Like I didn't know, but I was like, with all the teeth he lost, we might see two pieces of Oliver.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, But like, because I'm wondering, like, does he split Oliver in half, and that sends Invincible into a rage that then, like, but yeah,
But
luckily
like,
for Oliver,
yeah, like I feel like he didn't really get hype until he started smacking around the girl.
Oh
that is
yeah, bro.
correct.
He did that fatality on her, and
Yeah,
he couldn't take it.
Yeah, because that's
yeah, man.
so yeah. Eve is in the bed, healing, and she sees what's happening, and so she gets up, and Cecil is like, "You are in no shape
Yeah,
to fight right now," and Eve is like, "Stop me."
right.
So Eve gets out there, and she's doing a little bit, but Conquest is like, "Honey, you're getting tired. I can
Right.
I can see it in you. You ain't you're not ready for me."
Mm-hmm.
But she really started trying to like put some moves on him. And Conquest was like, not me.
Right.
This might have worked on, some other folks, but honey, I'm too much.
Bro,
And he put her and yeah, he put her down.
that punch was crazy.
Yeah.
Like to fold her teeth in, like, mm,
Yeah. He put her down.
But then she
And
went
then she
full
she unlocked
Phoenix.
the Phoenix Force
Now,
yeah,
because
oh, go ahead.
um yeah, like and Mark went over there and he was because this is his one true love.
mm-hmm.
He knows that. And yeah, whenever he thought she was dead,
Yeah,
he had a little burst of power. Remember when Beerus hit Bulma
Oh
and
yeah, and Vegeta got all super mad and
yeah,
got
Vegeta
super
had
strong.
a moment of super like god strength and
yeah.
then the adrenaline wore off and Beerus was like, "All right."
Now, did y'all watch the Adam Eve, like the spinoff? Because I didn't watch it, so I wasn't
No,
aware that this was something that she could do. So now I need to go back and watch that.
I meant to, but I never did.
I didn't either.
Apparently, yeah, apparently she did it in that. So that's why in the episode she's like, "This is the second time it's happened to her." So I was like,
Got
okay,
it.
so I need to watch that because I was
Same.
not expecting that at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, she unlocked the Phoenix Force and she, gave Conquest some problems with that. And then Mark, they love a headbutt.
oh my gosh, they really do,
And so he started headbutting the shit out of him.
bro. It was so like,
And that's the thing, you gotta want it to headbutt somebody.
bro,
Yeah,
you
you really
get,
do.
You
yeah, you
gotta
really do.
want it.
Like,
And Mark wanted it.
like one or two, okay, cool. Like three, four, five,
No,
that's
really,
crazy.
one. After one, like whoever you headbutted should be disoriented after one. But yeah, for you to just keep headbutting somebody, you gotta want that.
Yeah,
And so Mark headbutts him to death,
yep,
in quotes.
yeah, for
This
sure.
is another situation where if I'm invincible, there will be separation.
Oh, 100%.
I don't give, there will be separation.
Because you know they're gonna research him. They don't need his face
Well,
there.
that and I want to get to that at the end too.
Yeah,
So Invincible and Eve both are like, "I thought you died." And then they just pass out from exhaustion. And then the Guardians show up.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks guys for
yeah.
the assist.
Great timing.
But also they knew that they would get in the way or just yeah, like they should have waited.
Yeah.
But now I don't need all y'all here now. Yeah, thanks, Samson.
Right.
Uh anyway. Um so Mark's in the hospital and Debbie's like, "Mark, I am so sorry for
Birthing
this
you.
being your life."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel bad for Debbie because Debbie didn't want this. This is like this. Nobody signed up for this.
Yeah.
But I understand why Debbie's apologizing because Debbie's like, "I'm your mother, and I should have done something. Like I should have
Yeah.
done, but like I did not want you to have to go through this." And Mark is like, "Mom, there was nothing. No, stop it. This is not your
Yeah.
fault at all." So yeah, that was a that was a moment where I was like, oh, this is oh. And then we see
Yeah.
Rex's funeral, and
R.I.P.
many people have kind words to say. Again, I was enjoying Rex's ascension into, you know, not being a terrible person,
Yeah,
watching him grow. And yeah, Rudy was like, I'm changing my name to honor this man.
yeah,
Um,
good choice.
Eve, one question I did want to ask y'all is like, um, I know that there are some people who, if they were Eve's current boyfriend, would have had a problem with how she was handling the situation.
Hmm.
How did y'all feel about that?
It's tough because like that's a death at a funeral, so you can't be too hard on it.
Yeah,
So I was like,
that's true.
you might have to just sit that one back for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll sit back on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. But like would you have been bothered? Even if you didn't say anything,
Oh
you
yeah,
would
yeah,
have
Oh
been
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
addressed
hundred
yeah,
it.
yeah.
percent,
Oh
hundred
yeah,
percent,
yeah.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
saying nothing, but yeah, in my mind, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, but Mark was like, "Yeah, I'm happy we lived. Goddamn.
Yeah,
Like we survived cuz it's been a rough week." Uh cuz yeah, like the the Invincible invasion and conquest were like within like that was like a long weekend.
oh, gotcha.
Like that happened maybe from like a Thursday to Monday.
Hmm.
Like that was yeah. Because the Invincible invasion was 3 days long, and then he was able to get rid of Angstrom Levy, and while they were still cleaning up is when Conquest showed up.
Gotcha.
So like I don't even think they had really gotten anything done yet by the
Hmm.
time Conquest was like, what the fuck is this?
Cecil keeping Conquest head. I'm just like, what are you doing, bro? And also, the Invincible's bodies. Well, as soon as Mark finds out you doing that, bro, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
So first, down in the sewers, we see the Sequids are still around.
Yeah, they've been brewing for a while now.
Yeah. And I'm still mad at the Martian for them being here. Like they are a problem.
Yeah, he gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle Beast, we're gonna see him again, and I'm glad.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I need that. Um, because yeah, he and that Viltrumite was in pieces, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, he and Battle they went at it, but Battle Beast yeah, came out on top.
Gotcha.
Um Angstrom Levy gets fixed, and his technicians are like, "You will give us a new world." And then we we see that Mark and Cecil, like Cecil shows Mark Conquest's body, and at that point, if I'm Mark, I'm separating. I don't give a fuck how fucked up his face is.
Yeah, we're
I
going
am.
for a
I'm.
ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get my hand nice and straight and eh, just go
Yeah.
ahead. Because yeah, there's absolutely not. But yeah, for Cecil to keep him, that's the situation where I was like, that was a bad decision.
I agree.
Yeah, I was
Now,
like, what are you doing?
I understand why he did it because he figures like they might send more Viltrumite. I need to know everything I can about the Viltrum. Like all that, I understand why Cecil wants that information. I am not going to risk Conquest being alive.
For
Right.
real.
Like,
Absolutely not.
because Cecil's like, we're however far underground with this many miles of tungsten steel, like all that shit. He has a Viltrumite.
Hmm.
He
And then
don't give a fuck about all that.
again, you kept Marks from the other universe's bodies and turned them into demand bots or whatever they called.
Yeah,
I'm like,
And bots.
you
like?
repurposed them.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna go so bad. And once Mark finds out, it's gonna be even
Yeah.
worse.
Hmm.
Yeah. And Cecil probably figured, hey, I got a job to do. Mark already don't fuck with me.
That's
And
what it is.
so,
Yeah.
Probably.
whatever. Well, no, I think that he would have done it anyway. Even if Mark had said, yes, I will be the leader of the Guardians, Cecil still would have, because they're a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Because obviously he didn't tell Mark about Darkwing or the Reanimin because he knew that it was going to be a problem.
Right.
And so, like, even when they were good, like, because at the beginning of this season, they were on good terms. Like, Cecil was helping Mark get stronger and, keeping
Yeah, he
the
was.
stats and, like, they were good and friendly.
Yeah. Not no more. That's all. That all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah. So, I, even if they were still good, Cecil would still be doing this shit.
Oh, probably so.
But yeah, keeping Conquest was not a good move. And mainly because Cecil, I don't know why you think you can contain him.
No, they're not gonna be able
Because,
to.
like, you can't handle Mark. And Conquest is bloodthirsty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a psycho,
Like,
essentially.
I,
Serial killer vibes.
yeah, like, you saw what those other marks were nothing compared to Conquest. Conquest would have ripped through those other marks.
Yeah.
Conquest almost ripped through our mark. And so if I'm Cecil, I can't risk Conquest being here, being around. I can't risk that.
Yeah. Because he might
So
kill your number one defender.
this was like I don't care how strong the thing he's in is. He's a Viltrumite.
Yeah. One of
And
the top guns.
yeah, like I'm hoping the little sound thing that you put in Mark, hopefully you got one of those.
Yeah.
But
Probably gonna need a bigger one. So
yeah.
what do y'all rate this season?
Oh wait, hold on. We still have to talk about Dark Blood.
Oh yeah.
Uh and the fact that Mark said to Oliver, like, hey, you might have been right about the whole killing people thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark eventually, like, now he has reached the point of I am not going to let anybody hurt my loved ones again. We're done with that. This whole no killing rule, this whole, yeah, I'm done with that. Killing is now on the table.
Mm.
If somebody got to die, somebody got to die.
Yeah.
And honestly, what Mark has been through, bringing him to that point, I get it.
Yeah. Surprised he hasn't adopted that earlier, to be honest.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that he never wanted to adopt the mentality, but he would kill people if he needed to.
Since he didn't
Like,
want to be his dad. Like
yes, that had a
that's what
lot to do with it.
yeah.
I
Like,
mean, shit.
but again, it's an ugly world that he lives in.
Yeah. So, we live in.
And so yeah, he had to say, you know what? If somebody got to die, somebody got to die.
So, wait, who's the Dark Blood?
So in season 1, Darkblood was like a detective or like a PI or something.
Yeah, it's like a private investigator, I remember.
And yeah, I mean he was always a demon. But yeah, I'm going to just kind of wait and see what comes from this. But yeah, like he's I don't know if that was the devil that he summoned, but it felt like the devil or
Mm.
Mephisto or something. But he was like, "My lord, I have found a suitable host for you on Earth." Wonder who he's talking about.
Mm.
We're gonna see. Because I'm
Season
wondering
4.
if now that Invincible is like, I am willing to kill people, he's like, he is now a suitable host for you.
Yeah.
Or if we don't know who
I,
the host is gonna be. So,
I
or at
did
least
hear.
somebody knows, but I don't.
I will say I did hear just overall. I did hear season 4 is coming faster. Like a turnaround is faster. So maybe we'll find out faster.
That's
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hated them splitting season 2.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was trash.
That was bullshit. Like
Yeah.
let's not do that again.
They lost a lot of hype because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I mean, we talked about it when we did the review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
but this shit,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is top tier. Top tier.
that 8th episode, I needed that.
Yeah, that was elite stuff.
Yeah, because oh god, Conquest he was on screen for maybe 15 minutes. That was all we needed.
Yeah,
He was so good.
elite level. Trash talker, especially.
Yeah.
Trying to think what I want to read it overall.
So,
I
quick thing before. So I got season two's ratings.
I'm
okay.
glad.
So I gave season 2 an 8. Brandon gave season 2 a 7.5, and Spencer also gave season 2 an 8. So yeah,
Okay.
what do you think
Okay.
about season 3, Brandon?
I would give season 3 an 8.5.
Okay. What about you, Spencer?
I'm also thinking 8.5. This
I
season
liked
was
it.
better than season 2,
It was for sure.
Yeah.
but I don't know if I give the whole season a 9.
Yeah,
I give the whole season 9. I really enjoyed this season. This season is the best season so far to me.
It's very good.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. This one, the first season, are two best for sure.
So okay.
Invincible.
Yeah. Anything else?
Which is all.
I'm ready for the next season. Because this was good shit.
Yeah, let us know what your ratings are, folks out there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people's locked into Invincible, so a lot of people
Yeah,
gonna be talking about this show.
Oh
right.
yeah.
For a long time. Yeah.
All right. And with that being said, we'll never duplicate it.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.